Peace. What's up, guys? Let's talk about AEW Revolution for March 5th, 2023. This was a solid pay-per-view. Solid. I enjoyed it. So on the pre-show, even though I didn't watch it, I saw Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers take on some tag team from AEW Dark Elevation. That's pretty cool to see. Hopefully, Mark Briscoe in due time will be Ring of Honor World Champion. I think that'll be tremendous. And after he stays in Ring of Honor for a little bit, maybe move him up to AEW, put him on Dynamite, put him in a feud with somebody. I don't know. That's what I would do with Mark Briscoe. That's just me. All right, let's get into the main card of Revolution. Match 1. First match of the night. Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. So the JAS, they're banned from ringside. This was a decent match here. Towards the end of the match, rules didn't apply for whatever reason because Sammy Guevara, he got involved. So that threw the whole JAS banned from ringside out the window. So Action Andretti, he showed up. He took out Sammy. Ricky Starks gets the win via the Rochambeau. The Rochambeau for the 1, 2, 3. It makes sense. Then the feud is finally over. I don't know where you go next with Ricky Starks. I don't. I have no idea where he goes from here. I'm glad he won, which makes sense. And this feud is over and done with. But who does he feud with next? What does he go after next? What championship does he go after next? I don't know, man. But I'm glad that Ricky Starks won. Next, Final Burial. So it was a mixture of a casket match mixed with a Buried Alive match featuring Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Christian. This is a fun match here. So Christian came out with a tank top turtleneck. Jungle Boy came out with just jeans and boots on, which makes sense because he was in for a fight. Really good match. Most of it took place outside. There was one point in the match where Jungle Boy was going to stomp on Christian's hand on the steel steps, but Christian was able to reverse that. Jungle Boy took a nasty fall on his back. I'm like, damn. Christian Cage taunted, made fun of Jungle Boy's mom and sister. Then Christian Cage, he went to the casket. He had 2 chairs placed in there. Him and Jack Perry, they got into a scuffle over the shovel that allowed Jack Perry to lock in the snapmare. Whatever it's called. His little finish with that, with the shovel in the mouth. So a little nod to Edge right there. And then Jack Perry won by doing a nasty concerto, tossed Christian into the casket, closed the lid. Jungle Boy Jack Perry wins. Makes sense. I forgot to mention that Christian got busted open in this match as well, right before Jon Moxley. Before Jon Moxley did. So it makes sense. Really cool. So I don't know what Jungle Boy goes. I don't know what he does next. I know some people are saying, well, bring Luchasaurus back, but no, just keep Jungle Boy for now as a singles. I want to say that. Because how are we going to build them being friends again and getting back friends again? back to being friends. It's going to take time. It's going to take a while to reunite the Jurassic Express. It's going to take a while to bring them back. I don't know where Jungle Boy goes from here. He's in the same boat as Ricky Starks. What do you do with both Jungle Boy and Ricky Starks? What do you do with them? I don't know. But I'm glad that this chapter of this feud is finally over and done with. Now, before moving on, there have been some rumors that Christian might be done with AEW. He might be going back to WWE. I doubt it, although that could be true, since Edge is looking to hang up the boots sometime this year, if not sometime next year. So that could be a possibility, but I don't know. Who knows? Next, the Elite versus the House of Black. This match was fun here. Now, I am upset because we did not get story. I actually wanted them to hold off this match at least until Double or Nothing because we didn't have a story. But we got a banger of a match like I knew we would. And this match was solid. It was fun. So there was a bunch of V-triggers. The Meltzer Driver was hitting this a couple times. Brody King did a couple of suicide dives through the ropes. Malachi hit a couple of Black Masses. This match was fun, solid, good stuff here. They told a really good story here with Brody King trying to be, the badass of the trio. It took Kenny a while to take down Brody, but in the end, towards the end of the match, Kenny V-triggers Julia. So this allows for Buddy Matthews and the House of Black to capitalize. So towards the end of the match, the Bucks are about to hit the Meltzer Driver. So Buddy hits a rising knee off the front flip, and then they hit the Dante's Inferno. 1, 2, 3. New trios, tag team champions. New trio champions, the House of Black. Right call here, but this really didn't need to happen until Double or Nothing. Because I don't know why they did it. It didn't make any damn sense to really change the belts like this. I'm guessing they're going to run it back, and they're going to do the Elite versus the House of Black 2 at Double or Nothing, because it does give them time to build a story. It does. I don't know why in the hell they did this match. I know why they did it, but I don't know why they put it on the card without any story. And for me, growing up in the 90s and stuff like that, everything was about story. And it should be. That's what I grew up on. I grew up on storylines and larger-than-life characters. And we don't get that in wrestling. In modern-day wrestling, we don't get that anymore. But, right call here. I'm glad that the House of Black are now the new trios champions. It makes sense. I don't know what they're going to do with the Elite. I don't. But they'll more than likely get a rematch at Double or Nothing. And they'll probably lose there too. But it makes sense. The match was fun. Moving on, triple threat match for the AEW Women's Championship. Jamie Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho. Jamie Hayter wins via a roll-up. Not a surprise there. So, post-match, Toni Storm, she attacks Jamie Hayter. And Ruby, she's sitting in the corner. and watching all of this. So Britt Baker attempts to make the save for Jamie Hayter, but she also gets a beat down from Saraya and Toni Storm. And then Ruby, she tosses out Saraya and Storm. And then Ruby, she says, "You don't run this place. This is our home, bitches." And then out of nowhere, Ruby hits a disaster kick to Jamie Hayter, and then she hits Destination Unknown to Britt. And Ruby grabs some spray paint, and her, Saraya, and Toni, they all spray painted Britt and Hayter. And they also broke a camera in the process as well. So that was pretty cool. I'm glad that Ruby turned heel. It made sense. It made sense the whole time. This was great. Love it. I don't know when we'll see Mercedes Moné. I would imagine Toni will probably bring her in around Double or Nothing as well. So you probably want to make good on that. I think Double or Nothing, that's when we need to see Mercedes show up, is at Double or Nothing. That would make the most sense. I don't want to see her on a random episode of Dynamite. Wouldn't make any sense at all. It would make no damn sense at all. Next, Hangman Page versus Jon Moxley. This was violent, but it was also fun. A lot of bleeding in this match. So we saw a lot of barbed wire. We saw barbed wire tables, chairs. Moxley was the first to bleed. Then Moxley, in the middle of the match, he used a fork to cut open Hangman. Hangman was bleeding buckets of blood early. Buckets of blood. There was one part in the match where Hangman wrapped his torso in barbed wire and did his moonsault off the top rope and hit Moxley that way, took him down that way. Moxley also did a pile driver on the chain in the middle of the ring. Moxley used a brick and stomped Hangman's hand, which was nasty. So the finish came. Well, actually, no. Let's go back to towards the end of the match. So towards the end of the match, Page he's got the brick stacked up. He's looking for the dead eye. So Moxley he counters that into the Death Rider. So Page he locks in a rear naked choke. Moxley's about to fade, but he goes low. He does a low blow, which is all legal. Then Hangman he hits the buckshot lariat, and then Hangman he grabs the chain, wraps around Moxley's neck, and basically hangs him. And Moxley taps, and that's how Hangman wins. So it does make sense. Moxley was a bloody mess, and Hangman won. It truly makes sense. I think what they're going to do with Hangman, they might have him be MJF's next opponent. That's what I would kind of do, basically, here. But with Hangman winning, that was tremendous. That was great. Really good shit right there from both guys. Now, I hate the fact that Moxley bleeds every single week. That needs to stop. He needs to stop bleeding himself. He does it entirely way too much. But this was the right call here. Post-match, Moxley gets into the crowd with the rest of the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. So they all walk into the back. Next, Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the AEW TNT Championship. Wardlow wins via a rear naked choke. So, makes sense. And it was cool to see Hobbs watching the match from in the crowd. I think it was in a skybox somewhere watching it. So, that makes sense. So, this match was decent here. The crowd was not really into this. They didn't too much care because what they just saw with Moxley and Hangman. So, yeah, I kind of agree. I'm glad that Wardlow won, which is the right call. Now, this is what they need to do with Wardlow. And this is what I would do. Build Wardlow up to be a badass babyface where he's just running through guys. I like Hobbs, but Hobbs has to lose on Dynamite this Wednesday. And Samoa Joe, whenever he faces Wardlow again, he has to lose. From there, they need to build up. They need to build up Wardlow for a while. Maybe have him be champion for about maybe a good 8 months. So I'm saying basically for the rest of the year, I have him be TNT champion. Then have him lose it to someone credible. And then have him go on and be the guy to face MJF next year. I would build him up. And where he defeats MJF next year at Full Gear. That's when MJF won the title, was at Full Gear. So that's what I would do. He won it Full Gear 2022. He can lose it at Full Gear 2024. That's what I really would do. Because we need that much story. And Wardlow has basically been thrown off of a damn cliff. So that would be the greatest point of action. That's what I would do right there. Match 7. The Gunn Club versus Jay Lethal. Well, Team TNA, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett versus Danhausen and Orange Cassidy versus The Acclaim. Excuse me. I don't care. I didn't care too much about this match. In the end, the Guns win. They win via the 310 to Yuma. On Danhausen. So, there was that. Jeff Jarrett and Aubrey Edwards, they got into a shoving contest for whatever reason towards the end of the match. Sanjay Dutt, the useless jobber, and Satnam Singh, they got involved. Man, please just make Sanjay Dutt a damn backstage producer and keep his ass backstage. Seriously, come on, Tony. Get this man off of television. Please. Damn. Post-match, the Guns, they are with Renee. They get on the mic, and they said they've beaten everyone. So who's an ass boy now? And then out comes FTR. They made their return, which is great. They did a spike pile driver to Colton, and then they did the big rig to Austin Gunn. So that makes sense. I'm glad this is happening. I feel bad for the Acclaimed here, but we'll probably get FTR and the Guns too at Double or Nothing. So that sets that up perfectly there. Main event, Bryan Danielson versus MJF. 60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World Championship. This match was tremendous. This was MJF's best match to date. So, this match started off slow and methodical. Parts of the match where MJF was running through the crowd, pouring water on himself. He had a really good entrance going into it as well. He had on the devil's mask, and he had a full orchestra entrance going on. That was really cool. So him and Danielson, they brawl over the outside for a while. So the first fall does not happen until like the 30-minute. Yeah, I think it was like at least the 30-minute mark when it happened. So Danielson, he got the first fall via the Psycho knee. He got the fall via that way. First fall that way, which makes sense. So then MJF, he did a low blow in front of the ref that put Danielson up 2-0. Then MJF, he got a roll up. He got a 3 on that one, and then he went for another cover again. So it's now 2-2. Then they go back to kicking the crap out of each other. There was one point in the match where MJF put Danielson through a table via this tombstone power driver, which busted open Danielson. That was tremendous. And so MJF, he gets the third fall via the heat seeker, where he does the little leg drop from the ropes onto the floor. Where he does that. So MJF is up 2. He's up. He's got 3 now. So Danielson, he's able to come back. He locks in the regal stretch. So he hits the Psycho knee again. He doesn't go for a cover. And then he transitions that into the regal stretch. MJF taps. So it's now 3-3. And then the time elapses. So Danielson, he's going to hook in the arm. MJF, he doesn't tap. So the match is over. Everyone's pissed off. The crowd starts chanting, "This is bullshit. This is bullshit." Shivani, he's hearing something from Tony on the headset. So he gets on the mic and says, he goes to Justin Roberts and tells him, it's not going to end like this. So Justin Roberts said it's going to be sudden death. First fall to the finish wins. And this was tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. Right call here. Good and damn well the crowd was going to shit all over this if they didn't have a actual winner, because it wouldn't have made AEW look credible. So in the end, MJF beats Danielson via the yes lock. So towards the end of the match, MJF uses the oxygen tank, and he hits Danielson, and then that allows him to transition into the yes lock, and then Danielson taps out. Tremendous stuff here. Absolutely phenomenal match. I loved it. This was phenomenal. This was one of the best Iron Man matches I've seen in quite some time. My only issue with the match is we didn't need any damn blood. It didn't call for it. Oh, I forgot to mention, MJF was busted open the hard way. So Danielson did a diving headbutt. Yes, Danielson did a diving headbutt off the top rope and cracked MJF wide open. Cracked his head open like an egg. I'm like, what the hell? Holy shit. And MJF had a big ass knot on his head. I'm like, damn, bruh. Danielson cannot do those headbutts anymore. Danielson cannot do headbutts. Do not do headbutts. For the love of the creator, do not do any headbutts. That was tough to watch. I did not like that. Danielson, man, he can't do any more headbutts. He cannot do any more headbutts. I mean, he legitimately split MJF's head open. I mean, MJF got busted open the hard way. Damn. But MJF wins. Right call. Overall, this was a really good pay-per-view. I enjoyed it. I didn't pay $60 for it. I watched it on Fire Stick, which makes sense. So for those of you that don't have Fire Stick, go out and get one from, order one from Amazon, or go to Best Buy and order you one, or Walmart and order you one that way. But get Fire Sticks. They're worth it. I think watching it on the Fire Stick is great. I think it only buffered maybe once or twice. But this was great. I enjoyed it. I loved it. So MJF winning was the right call here. It makes sense. This was MJF's best match to date. Danielson got MJF massively over as a heel. So this was a 50-50 work rate match / storytelling match. This had a bunch of storytelling in it. It was great. Who feuds with MJF next? I want to say Hangman Page, because I know people want to bring in CM Punk because MJF's been saying best in the world and all this, that, and third. It doesn't matter about that. CM Punk, when he comes back, we need to instantly go into FTR and Punk versus the Elite. That is what it calls for, if that happens. And I kind of want Punk back to an extent. But that's just hoping that he's changed for the better, because we don't know which version of Punk are we going to get. So hopefully, with CM Punk being out for so long, hopefully he's had time to change, and hopefully everyone can do business together. But this show was great. I'm glad it went out the air before midnight. That's always a plus as well. Really good stuff here. We crowned 2 new champions, the House of Black and Wardlow. Good stuff there. FTR returning was great. That's great to see them back there. Overall, it was a solid pay-per-view for the most part. So, yeah. But what did y'all think? Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for my videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.